Hey guys, this is Brett for TopoRanger. Today we are at Boxcar Rocks in Lebanon County, Pennsylvania, of course. Today is kind of like a redo for me. Last time I was here, I forgot my SD card. I also hit myself in the face very hard with this camera, and I broke the casing a little bit, so I had to do some gluing and whatnot. Anyway, long story short, we're back. Camera's up and running. Boxcar Rocks, basically outcropping Pottsville conglomerate. It's a Pennsylvanian aged, kind of gray conglomerate. Quartz pebbles in a sand quartz matrix, right? We're at the top of Sharp's, I think it's called Sharp Mountain. I'm not sure. We're not far from where the Great Valley starts and heads into the Valley and Ridge province. I think we're just maybe one or two mountains over from the Great Valley. Up here it's known as, I think it's called the Lebanon Valley up here. What we're going to do today, last time I was here, I explored kind of the western half of it. Today we're going to, once we get up to the main rock there, which is called Elephant Rock, we're going to go left or east, and we're going to explore that part of it, which is, I think, maybe a half a mile, somewhere between a quarter mile and a half a mile long. So there should be plenty of cool stuff for us to find. Last time I was here, I did explore a little bit around Elephant Rock, which I think is the high point. Cliffs ranging from 40 to, well, anywhere from 0 to 80 feet in height. So, kind of cold today. Supposed to get up to 50 and be partly sunny. But I don't see any sun, do you? I don't see anything even remotely resembling the sun. So I got my hat, got some gloves, got my helmet. We're going to try to do maybe some POV stuff up on top there. And yeah, that's basically it for now. I'm going to pick it up once we get to the rocks, which is they're just right up here through this pine forest. So if you come up the main trail, you park at the main parking lot, the biggest parking lot. It's only about a 5-minute hike from the parking lot up to the rocks here. And as you can see, this is what it kind of looks like when you first approach. There is a big fire pit there, but this is on a state game land, so you can't really camp here. You're not supposed to camp. You're not supposed to have fires. I guess you're just supposed to, walk around and hunt. Alright, so we're basically right at the top when you come up the main trail. There's a talus slope going down to the trail, and you pop up here. This is called Elephant Rock, or no, sorry, Whale Rock. Yeah, I guess I was calling it elephant. It kind of looks like a whale. I'm going to go down here because I think it's kind of windy today, and I know that noise, that windy noise going over the microphone can get really annoying. So I'm going to try to come down here and get away from the wind. This is the beginning of the western section. And we're going to come down here. There's Whale Rock. That's east. This one really doesn't have a name. Although from this angle right here, it almost looks like an Easter Island statue. So I'm going to call this Easter Island Rock, and that trends west. Here at Boxcar Rocks, the main type of rock that you're dealing with is the Pottsville conglomerate. We got quartz pebbles getting up to, some of them get up to about 2 inches, you know, some are as big as my fist, embedded in a sand, quartz. Sand is also quartz matrix. And the reason Boxcar Rocks look like they do is because of these joints. Over time, the giant slabs of the conglomerate have weathered out, and you get these kind of regularly occurring joints, which often, but not always, turn into these boxcar size chunks of rock, and they just kind of sit on top of each other. In places there's a lot of holes in it's almost like just a wall. This right here, this almost looks like a foundation, but this is actually just a naturally occurring bedrock wall, and you can see all the bedding and the joints in there. There's horizontal lines, so it just so happens it's just a kind of a quirk of the geology that they kind of form these regular rectangular blocks that weather out, and of course they then over time they then tumble down both sides of where we are, which is Sharp Mountain. So star of this show is Whale Rock. Now I haven't been down the whole length here heading east, but this might be the tallest cliff of this whole thing. I don't know if that's 80 feet. I don't think it's 80 feet. I think it's more like 50 or 60 feet to the top there. I'd imagine most people probably just come up here, sit on this wall, maybe eat lunch, and they explore a little bit up and down. But you know, they probably, like a lot of places like this, your average person is not gonna go really too far. But like with a lot of these places, you know, you get a little bit off the beaten path and you find some really cool stuff. And here's just a massive slab of this conglomerate here. It just peeled away. I would say, I don't know, where'd that thing come from? It could have just peeled away from that face. You can see here that the conglomerate is not, it's not, some places it wears out, and then other places the individual pebbles don't wear out, and other places it actually is just pure sand. It's just all matrix, and there's no cobble. And here you can see there is a little, looks like a little bit of sorting. You get smaller pea-sized chunks, and it grades into the larger chunks here. So these little local variations in the rock can affect the way that it weathers, and can lead to certain parts falling off and other parts not. Right here, this is a pretty thin slab of the conglomerate, and it looks like, you know, there's less cobble than average in there, and that's looking like more of a matrix. And you can see it's kind of weathering there. I mean, you look back there, that goes back a couple feet back in that cut there. It's preferentially weathering away there, and it's going to weaken that whole slab. And then, you know, once you reach that critical point, this sucker, boom, it's just going to fall. It's going to land right there. It's probably going to break into a bunch of different pieces. Similar thing probably happened to this one. Here's a good example of those joints I was talking about. You see, here's a joint, a horizontal joint, and then you get this. This is a vertical joint. Then you get this horizontal parting, and you get another one, and you can see how they just kind of fit together. This location is also known as the Chinese Wall, which I'm assuming they're referring to as the Great Wall of China. One of the cool things about these rocks is that because you get these joints, or a lot of times where joints meet at kind of a crossroads, it weathers there, and you'll get these little windows right there. You can see there's a little peak of light up here. You can't see it from this angle, but there's actually a fairly large triangular window that pierces the whole way through the outcrop there. And this is a really popular spot for not only for hikers and hunters in the game lands, but also for rock climbers, for obvious reasons. But right here, it looks like you can actually maybe see some of the original bedding of the sand when it was laid down. The Pennsylvania, which it was around somewhere right around 320 million years ago. So yeah, you can definitely see these lines. They might represent the original layers of sand. But at the same time, you have these joints in the rock, which are going the exact opposite way. And here's a good long shot. The tip right there, that's Whale Rock. As you can see, you just get this huge wall, and it just continues down there as far as the eye can see. And you know, this, I guess, would be the southern face. It never gets below, I mean, this is 50, 40, 50 feet the whole way. It really does look like almost like a man-made wall. These huge chunks fall down, form these little shelter caves. There's another slab that's separated right here. I'm just going to keep heading east along the southern face here. One thing you find all over these rocks is mainly these two types of, I guess what they are is lichen. You get this green kind here. It's a really light green. And then you get this more brownish, almost brown black on the side that hits the rock. I don't know what this stuff is called, but I've read at other places, I think it was Hammond rocks, that the Native Americans, the Amerindians that lived around here, I think probably still would have been the Susquehannocks here, maybe not. They used to eat this stuff. So I don't know how appetizing it is. I don't know if they I mean, I like to think they probably soaked it in something, or maybe they picked it during the time of the year when it was moist and tender, you know. And how'd you like to tuck into a fistful of this for breakfast? For breakfast, right? I mean, I don't know. I'll take a little bite. Let's see here. See? Light brown there, dark brown there. That's smooth, and this actually has a texture to it. Yeah, it pretty much tastes like it looks. It has a zero flavor. Now, like I said, you know, who knows what they did with it. They might have soaked it. They might have seasoned it, you know, put a little adobo on it. Maybe in a nice stir fry, but it's like everywhere. Look at that. It's just covering, you know, just masses of it covering the whole wall. So, I mean, if you were hungry and you wanted a snack, you know, and you say you were hiking down here, one of the stories associated with the Boxcar Rocks is that the Native Americans used to camp up here in their hunting parties. Over here you can see the distant mountain there is Blue Mountain. That is the first mountain you hit when you go from the physiographic province of the Great Valley, which is the Lebanon Valley, the Cumberland Valley, Shenandoah Valley, the Lehigh Valley. This is all the same valley. That more distant mountain there is about 4 miles away. I'm pretty sure. I think that's Blue Mountain. There used to be hunting parties on the top of that ridge, and they would apparently send smoke signals from here over to there, and probably back and forth to communicate, you know, what they were doing, you know, what the situation was like. Did they get anything? You know, when were they going to come back, etc. like that. That's one of the stories associated with this location. So if you're not really a brown lichen kind of person, and you tend to favor the flavor of the light green lichen, I found a good spot here for you. There's just a whole bunch of it. I don't know if they ate this stuff. It has a different texture. Crumbles. It's not quite as crisp. You know, I mean, whereas the brown stuff would be like maybe like potato chips. This would be more like a kind of like a brownie that's been sitting out for a week or two. You can see though, it's like it comes off pretty easily. And I guess once it starts raining and the sun comes out in the spring, this stuff probably pops back to life. As you can see, it just covers. Some of these rocks are completely covered in it, and there's some more of that brown stuff. Look at that. I'll tell you what, I'm getting hungry just looking at that rock. And here we have what looks like, I'm going to go ahead and say, I don't know what these are. I don't know if these are man-made or if these are woodpecker. A woodpecker made these. I don't know. What do you think? If you know what these are, if you can confirm that these are in fact made by animals or birds of some type, leave a comment underneath this video. All right, I'm kind of the southern face here is just at the bottom of the cliff here. You just get a big jumble of the conglomerate, just huge boulders, and it goes. It gets pretty steep there. It looks like it levels out maybe a couple 100 feet lower in elevation. I'm swimming in a sea of thorns here, so what I'm going to do now is, this looks like a pretty good spot for me to climb up to the top, and then maybe we'll pick it up at the top, and we'll see how far we can walk on the very top of the rocks, and we're still heading east. This thing just keeps on going. So I'm going to climb up, probably going to take this route up here, and then get to the top around that tree. All right. thorns even on the cliff here. On the cliff face. I came down a little from where I was. That spot wasn't quite what I wanted. But I did these thorns. These thorns are just vicious. I did happen from down there. I did spy this section here, which is kind of what I was talking about before, that the conglomerate is not, the cobble is not necessarily evenly distributed. And in some places like this, you can see you go straight from the cobble to just almost solely the matrix. You see this whole expanse heading right up to there. You get this odd mixture of only matrix and cobble. And you can see the line right there. Now there is still cobble, small stuff in here, but it's easy to see there's a definite line there, and you can see the joints falling through, and then you get up to right about there and it just goes back into it. So it's kind of neat. I'm wondering if I can't climb up right there. Well, I made it to the top. I had to give up on a couple of routes. Too many thorns, or it was just too much vertical. I don't want to fall. So that way is Whale Rock, and we're going to continue on down this way towards the eastern end of this thing. Now the northern face is covered with that broom moss and the ferns. It's not very wide here, maybe 4 feet. I don't know if they get that in that shot. Yeah, so you can see one side here, one side there. This is looking north. There's a lot of these dead trees here going down into this little valley. Oh, there's a cool fissure. How did they get down there? I think on the return trip, when I come back this way, I'm gonna mount up my helmet and do the POV. Okay, I want to get over there to that fissure. Tell you what, dude. I just don't have good luck with this shit. Alright, so I was just coming down this little cliff here, and I wasn't carrying my gear in the proper fashion, and I lost my cam and my selfie stick. They both fell down into this crevasse. And as you can probably see on the lens now, there's kind of a smudgy mark. That's a huge scratch on the lens of my camera. So, and I also busted my the mounting case here that I was using to mount it onto the selfie stick. Now, the selfie stick is fine, no problems there. This is a really good selfie stick. However, the camera, I don't know if I can get that. I don't know if I can get that smudge out. Yeah, I don't know if I can get this smudge out. I mean, it's pretty apparent there. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to get that out. And to be honest, that's going to really affect the quality. So, this is embarrassing. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep continuing down here, maybe take some pictures and explore more. And I don't know what I'm going to do with this cam. This is not a real expensive, it's not a GoPro or anything, so I didn't pay much money for this cam, so I think I might just have to get another one. I dropped it a couple days ago and I got some scratches on the lenses, but I mean, I'm literally holding it with my hand right now. They didn't really seem to affect the lens that much. This one seems to be pretty bad though. I mean, there's a chunk taken out of the lens material. So my bad, my fault. I should pay attention. That's going to cost me some money, but I don't think I can film with that big smudge on the lens. The quality is just not going to be there. And it's right there. You see that? It's blocking everything. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this episode right here. I'm going to keep continuing on. I'm going to explore some more, and I'll have to say, I guess I'm going to have to come back here again and finish this episode at a future date. This wall just keeps going. I don't think I have much more than maybe 300-400 yards to go until the wall ends, but there's a lot of cool stuff here I'd really like to get to and show you guys. So I guess that's it for this episode. Hopefully, maybe I can fix this lens. I'm not sure. I might have to just get another camera, but you know, that only takes a couple days to get that. And so I should be back up and running in no time at all. All right. So that's it for this episode. This is Brett for TopoRanger, signing out. But wait, there's more. Actually, there is no more. Hey, this is Brett. I'm back. I'm just gonna tag this onto the end of my previous ending there. Yeah, I dropped my camera. Yeah, that sucks. Mainly because I'm about a quarter mile down, maybe even a little farther from where I actually dropped the camera, and this thing just keeps going, and there are tons. There's tons of fissures, boulder caves, cliffs. I mean, this is like, I'm so pissed at myself for dropping it. But you know what? I shot enough before I dropped it for a full episode, so maybe it's just as well. I'm gonna have to come back here for part 3 to really get enough to really document all this stuff. I don't like the episodes. I don't want the episodes to be too long. You know what I mean? Because that takes forever to upload them and stuff. So I guess all I wanted to say was there's still a lot of stuff here, a lot more stuff here. For whatever reason, maybe the gods just don't want me to be here today. Maybe I'll after I get a new cam, maybe I'll let this site rest until spring, and maybe the energy for me personally here is just not good. Last time I forgot my card. I hit myself in the face with the camera. Things really didn't work out last time. Things worked out better this time, but I dropped my camera. So I will return. I will return. I will turn. but maybe I'll wait till the spring. It's also kind of cold today. It was supposed to be a lot warmer. It was supposed to be a lot more sun. So, you know, whatever. I can roll with it. So this is Brett again, signing out from Boxcar Rocks for TopoRanger. Take it easy.